So, what's your name? Where are you from, and what inspired you to apply to the Snap Council?
Hey everyone, my name is Michael Lihanda. I am from northern New Jersey, and what inspired me to join the Snapchat Council, you don't really see in big tech, especially in big media, that a lot of these companies want to hear from the youth perspective. So I found it very, very interesting that Snapchat was willing to listen to the youth, hear our perspectives on different global talks when it comes to platform features, and really taking our perspective and bring it into tangible impact.
That's great. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So, what's been one of your favorite parts of the summit so far?
I think one of my favorite parts of the summit, and I'm sure that you probably heard a lot of overlap with this, but definitely meeting new people, right? I thought the only thing I'd be meeting is a lot of the teens over here, but even meeting a lot of the parents and hearing different perspectives, something I really liked that Snap did was their speed mentoring session where you were able to hear from different experts over here at Snap across different sectors, right? And hearing about things from content moderation to even their policy team, right? Seeing their intersection of that, then translating all of those things over here to Youth Council, and we're able to provide as much information as we can and provide our feedback on all of these different platform features.
Okay, so what's one thing you've learned that surprised you?
I think one of the major things I learned that surprised me was how these big media companies work, especially Snapchat. I think that they do it in a very, very specific way, where they have all of these different platform teams, right? They have a product team, they have a legal team, they have a litigation team, right? And a lot of them overlap, right? And usually in the traditional tech hemisphere, you really see not a lot of synergy between those few product teams, right? So something I really appreciated was how Snap was really convergent across all of those different sectors and how every single team works together. They all know each other, even though they work in completely different realms, right? So that's something I really loved. It definitely surprised me. And I think that maybe if I were to start a venture like Snapchat, that's something that I'd want to integrate into my platform as well.
100%. I feel like the teams are just so remarkable. All of them
Yeah,
know each other, and it's just so beautiful to see
it really is.
that thriving community.
I completely agree.
Okay, so what's one piece of advice you give to the average teenager?
I'd say keep on supporting what you love, do what you love, and try your hardest, right? I think a lot of the time, especially in the tech scene, especially when people are interested in very, very multi-sectional areas, right? There's a huge concept of prestige chasing, right? But as long as you push for what you love, hold what you love dearly, and really pour in time and effort and commitment into making whatever you want to do possible, you'll find a lot of success, I feel, right? Don't always chase the best predicted outcome. Chase what you genuinely want to do, right? Because you'll statistically and also just logically, you'll find a better predicted outcome focusing and honing in and trying your hardest on what you love rather than looking for the best predicted outcome out of any other sector.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And for the very last question,
Yeah.
this is a little bit of a hard question, but
Yeah, go ahead.
what's one word you would describe your Snap experience so far?
One word I'd describe my Snap experience so far. I'd say enlightening, right? I learned a lot of different things from the Snap perspective just over here, right? And I learned it in the teen council as well as learning how other people use the Snap platform, right?
100%.
Then learning from the product development team what their overall philosophy is. I learned from the policy team what their overall philosophy is when it comes to setting up the rules for these different platforms, right? And then being able to engage in those conversations between the teens and the parent track were definitely some of the most enlightening opportunities because I got to learn so much about how these media companies work. And it's not necessarily advertised, right? They don't teach you how Snapchat operates in a school setting, right?
They truly don't.
Yeah, so it's really nice to see how these companies operate, and it's an enlightening experience. You learn a lot, right? So that's really what I was into, and thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you so much, Michael. This was very helpful. All right.
Of course.